We'll get into this one. We're spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our red Terran player, Escriabin, representing Mad K. Shout out those clans. And on the lower right, we have the green Terran, Patches, playing for the Platinum Heroes. The dirty water has taste. Yes, I love the taste of, like, day-old dirty water that also definitely had some soap in it too. Because if I know I'm gonna leave the dishes in there for a couple days, I'll put some soap in them so that they can soak. So it's easier to clean when I do get around to it. I just cooked last night and I haven't gotten a chance to do the dishes this morning. I guess it keeps me honest. I do the dishes more quickly because I know he will drink out of the dirty dishes or lick whatever's on the plates if I just leave it in there. He's a very cute but a very gross boy. All right, TvT. What do we got here? Was that a Marine first? Oh, it was a Marine being made, but canceled here as Patches is going straight for the reactor on the barracks instead of building any units whatsoever. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Patches not gonna have any defense against this Reaper. I think Patches is planning on Escriabin deciding not to send that Reaper across the map, which is fair. Usually, Terrans will not just send Reapers straight across the map, but Escriabin taking a bit of a chance here, sending it out. We'll see if it ends up hitting the other side, because it's going to be a little bit before Patches has some units out. Obviously, the Reaper can't just like come in and kill every SCV, but should be able to get a kill or two for Escriabin. Ooh, unless Escriabin does not go up into the main base. Yeah, and all this bot time is really nice for Patches. The Reaper deciding not to commit in, doesn't jump up. Instead, Escriabin gonna pull back. Does have one Cyclone on the way, but Patches paying off this opening gambit here. And Patches is gonna have 2 Cyclones with this Reaper. And Patches could absolutely walk straight across the map. This is a dangerous situation for Escriabin, who does not have any other units coming out of this barracks. Starport is on the way, but it is going to be one Reaper. Actually, did that Reaper just die? Yeah, it's going to be 1 Reaper and 1 Cyclone against 1 Reaper and 2 Cyclones. And I'll tell you guys, listen, my math is not great. 2 Cyclones is more than 1 Cyclone. Ooh, but the high ground vision here, going to make it a little more difficult. Cyclones lock on. Nice pullback there on that Reaper, and there's the lock-on to kill that Cyclone. Patches still has the Reaper and 1 Cyclone left alive, and this SCV has not finished the command center, nor will it. A couple more SCVs coming down, but I think they've got to wait for the Cyclone. There it is. Oh, it locks onto the Reaper, though. Escriabin making a bit of a mistake there. And that's 3 dead SCVs. A delay on the CC. Another Reaper joins up, and there's another Cyclone, and uh-oh. There's another one behind it. Escriabin is going to come in here, but is the repair going to be good enough? No, it's not. And while the CC will finally finish, that is 5 dead workers. Escriabin does have double Cyclone production going on right now. So as these 2 pop, I think Escriabin will be able to be okay. But 5 dead workers. A big delay on this command center. Now, Patch's CC is not up yet, though. Oh, Escriabin not clicking on the Cyclones, and the double lock-on from Patches onto 1 Cyclone. Oh, man, and that's 2 dead Cyclones, and that is GG. It looked like Escriabin was going to have enough to hold there, but getting those Cyclones to have a good interaction, a good fight, proved to be too troublesome. And, you know, in hindsight there, if you have that command center on the low ground, lifting it up, pulling it back into the main base, it's a bit of a safer play, because then there's not that clock of like, oh my god, he's going to kill my CC. But it's hard to know. And that opening from Patches, it's a little bit dangerous. Very vulnerable to some of the other TvT openings, I would say. But it can be very powerful. as we see. You're here for the cat cam? Well, good news. Officer Everything Bagel is sitting in his spot. Let's see if we can get into map 2 here. There we go. There it is. Oh man, so I have a light here, the like yellow light that's shining on me. It's really useful for this setup, especially when there's a lot of light back there. Otherwise, I would be very dark right now. And it's got 5 light bulbs in it, but usually I only put 2 in there, and that's like enough. But I put like a thing over it. I made a thing to put over it that I'm very proud of. It came out pretty decent that I worked on the other night. And I thought if I put in the other light bulbs that it's like a shadow box kind of thing, that it would be enough to overcome the shadow box. It was not. So now I just have 5 light bulbs glaring at me in the face. Kind of wish I had taken 3 of them out. It's very bright. It doesn't look bright on screen, which is weird to me, but it is very bright in my eyeballs. Let's get into game 2 here. We're on Hecate now, and spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we of course have Mad K's Escriabin. And in the upper right-hand corner, we have Platinum Heroes Patches. Patches sending an SCV out. Where is this SCV going? Is this a scouting SCV? Or is this SCV putting something down? Are we going to have the 2 racks where one's proxied and one's at home? Looking like a possibility here. Speaking of proxies, speaking of the 2 racks where one's proxied, Escriabin is doing exactly that. This actually looks like it might be a proxy factory based on Patch's opening here. Oh, Escriabin is going to go 3 racks. Oh, that's hot. So this, oh my god, wait, hold on. Patches is now doing 2 racks is at home? Oh, now I'm so confused. This is very interesting. Oh, okay, Patches scouted with an SCV. That's why Patches is putting that 2nd racks down back at home. Still gonna go for the proxy factory. I'm not sure what the plan is here for Patches. Patches is actually in some trouble. With this 2 proxy racks here, Escriabin is gonna have a lot of Reapers heading in to Patches base. But I guess the 2nd racks will help defend. The proxy factory makes this a lot harder, though. Not having those Hellions pop out at home, or Cyclones, or whatever it ends up being. And now Patches got to defend 2 Reapers with 1 Reaper. And there the Reapers come in. The SCVs have not been pulled yet. There they go, but they're a little late to the party. And that Reaper's going to get jumped on. It's going to go down. And now it's just 2 Reapers in the base. Another Reaper does pop out. It's a good timing for that Reaper to pop out, and it's almost got the kill. There it goes. It gets 1 kill. Any kills here are very important when trying to hold this proxy. See a lot of lost mining time. 1 of Patch's Reapers goes down, but now it's 2 for 2. But it is 3 Reapers at a time for Escriabin, and there come 3 Reapers all at once. SCV's body blocking, doing a great job. The Reapers turn around. Beautiful job by Escriabin, but loses the Reaper anyways and doesn't get the kill on this one. Oh my god, he gets it, but now there's a new Reaper. And this is turning out to be a beautiful hold from Patches, who has a Cyclone on the other side of the map and could just straight up send that right here. That would make life very difficult for Escriabin. Or could just bring it home, and that's going to make the defense so much easier. Could catch these Reapers completely off guard as well. It's still going to be 3-2 Reapers for the time being. SCV is going to have to get pulled. Good SCV movement here, but down goes one Reaper on each side. However, this Cyclone will take care of these other two Reapers. And that's pretty much the hold there. Same worker count on both sides. Now, Patches does not have an orbital. Neither does Escriabin. That's actually kind of hilarious. Ooh, and they're going to juke and jive. Escriabin going to send the 3 Reapers in to try to get some kills while Patches is halfway in the middle of the map. And this is a good position now for Escriabin, who should be able to just kill pretty much all of these SCVs. This is going to be a lot of damage before any more Reapers pop out. However, Escriabin's not going to have anything back at home to defend this. Not even a Cyclone on the way out. It's 2 Cyclones and 2 Reapers here. So while all the SCVs are dead on this side of the map, Escriabin doesn't have anything back at home to defend. And now, this is becoming very interesting. Patches has 5 SCVs saved in the main command center. Escriabin did not consider that, and as such is going to lose every single worker down here. And now let's take a look at it. It's 6 Reapers to 3 Reapers and 2 Cyclones. Escriabin's going to have a tough time with this one, but a Cyclone and another Reaper about to pop. This might be the time. This is going to be now or never. The Reaper's going to dive up. Whoa, the Cyclone pops out, but it locks onto a Reaper. Not the ideal lock on target, I think. Going to try to target down the 2 Cyclones. Oh, what's the count here? I think Escriabin wins it. There it is. Now, granted, Patches is not completely dead. Patches has a little bit of mining to 0 mining. If Patches can get 1 or 2 more units out, there's another Cyclone on the way, but Escriabin is halfway across the map already. This Cyclone is going to go over here. This Cyclone needs to be home defending. There's nothing else to defend. Patches is spending all of his money on another Cyclone. I mean, the Cyclones are absolutely... I mean, they're stronger units. SCV is going to go back in here. That Reaper is just going to die. Of course, the Reapers can't shoot up. So Escriabin has a problem. Escriabin, this is it. There's nothing else coming out. So Patches can force a draw. Escriabin, actually, they can both force a draw. This game is a draw. Actually, Patches can win the game still. Excuse me. I don't know if 2 Cyclones actually beats 5 Reapers, though. I think it does. I feel like it does. If they're together. They need to be together. Oh, look at this setup here. 1 Cyclone surprising. Oh, you know what? I lied. No, 5 Reapers is pretty good. This game is now a draw. I mean... I just don't think Patches is going to get enough mining done. Escriabin cannot mine. One SCV is saved. I can't tell them that this is in fact a draw. This is absolutely a draw. Like, theoretically, if Patches could mine. But the problem is the CC flies so slow, the Reapers can always just hang out with it. Patches has 1 SCV over here. And enough money. Yeah, this is a draw. It's absolutely a draw. Excellent. I love it so much. Good work, team. There's no workers for Escriabin. But Patches just can't mine. Like, Patches could land and try to mine, like, some minerals. But, honestly, if the Reaper's here, just sit by this command center. It will never mine. And that's it. That's it. That's the draw. Because the Reapers can't kill the CC. And the CC can't mine. Beautiful. All right. Well, that does it. It's time to go. They're just trying to make sure Patches doesn't want to give up the win here. We're going to have to replay this map. I wish I could talk to them. All right. Well, there we go. I don't get to cast many draws. I'm trying to think of the last time I cast a draw. I don't know if I ever have, actually. That's fantastic. Classic TvT moment. It is funny, like the Cyclones are such an interesting early game TvT, and you see those Reapers just destroy them. Well, we get to replay that map. Try it again. Hopefully it's not a draw this time. Where does this go in the bracket? I don't know where we're... Oh, the winner plays Gumio. Nice. Sick. Sick, dude. Also, very notable, we have stats in the bracket today. That's exciting to see. Not to mention Dark, Solar, Beyond, Estrella, Max Packs, Hero, Trigger, Gerald, and more. But stats is very exciting. Stats was looking really good recently, actually. All right, let's try this again. Round 2. We're spawning on opposite sides of the map from last time, thankfully. And let's see if we can not have another draw. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Hecate, we have Escriabin. And, of course, in the lower left, we have Patches. Yeah, the Widow Mine at the end there was kind of funny. Patches had literally, I think it was the exact amount of money to build that, right? Didn't he have 75-25? I don't remember. But that was just to like make sure the command center couldn't mine. But Escriabin didn't have any workers left, and because it's so funny, because Escriabin didn't have an orbital, the game just ends. I think it was kind of hilarious. It's funny that neither player seems to be proxying this game either. After last game where they both proxied. And this looks like a pretty standard build from both of them. Patches, though, is going to go for the double Cyclone opening once again. So Escriabin's going to have to be a bit careful here. It is interesting. Patches just skipping any units at all. Oh, yeah, Escriabin. Okay, Escriabin's going to go for the just the single Reaper and then into the Reactor on the factory. And this should be fine on the defense. Obviously, a little bit later to the Cyclones, but the timing of that being later is about the same timing as the Cyclones will take running across the map. And actually, hold the phone here. Patch is going for double Reaper, single Cyclone. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Meanwhile, Escriabin went for the opening Reaper, but now into double Cyclone, which is going to be a bit better moving forward. Kind of, I guess. But we did just see the Reapers be really good against Cyclones in that last game, so... we'll see how this ends up going here. Escriabin going for the starport in base 2 before any command centers. This is a 1-1-1 out of our red Terran player. Patches, though, going for that command center and just gathering units for now. Looks like he might hit with the 4 Reapers and 2 Cyclones. However, that might give enough time for 4 Cyclones to pop out for Escriabin. And a Banshee on the way. Kind of cute there, kind of cute. The male Ursadak keeping an eye on things, making sure everybody's good. There should be like a Zerg spell where you can use the critters in your army. Be kind of funny. Ooh, Cyclone's gonna get jumped on here. Patches going in. All of the Reapers will die very quickly. One stays alive, but Escriabin will win the fight ultimately. With 1 Cyclone at half health left over at the end of that. And now this Banshee's heading across the map, and Patches went straight into Marine Tank off the back of this. And that's a bit of a problem, because now there's just a couple of Marines to deal with this Banshee. A Banshee kills 2 Marines. 4 Marines? I mean, if Escriabin micros, the Banshee kills all the Marines. You guys remember those micro challenges back in the day? There was the one where you had to, like, you had 1 Banshee and you had to kill, like, 12 Marines or whatever. You micro well, you can. Also, the Marines have a really tough time catching up to the Banshee. It's just faster than they are. Here we go, a little bit of that micro from Escriabin. Trying to utilize the gas geyser being in the way. And there's Cloak, all done. The scan does go through, though. Patches had enough for that. And the Raven's going to pop out. The Raven can drop the auto turret, and it will get the kill. Escriabin being a little bit too lenient with that Banshee. Didn't pull it back in time. Patches will clean that up. 5 SCVs and a handful of Marines go down, so still some nice damage. But I think that was the only Banshee. We don't have... oh, no, never mind. There's one more. And it's going to go right on in. And there's nothing here to defend. Patches does not have that Raven over here anymore. It's just a couple of Marines. And I don't think there's a scan available. And so this Banshee is just going to go ahead and get 4, 5, 6 kills, 7. If it sticks around and get even a couple more. Yeah, 9 kills. I mean, that's pretty huge. Going to pick off a couple Marines as well. Look at him do the micro. I mean, you'll love to see it. You can do the micro, you should. Auto turret goes down, but that's 50 more energy from this Raven. That is now completely out of juice. And meanwhile, Escriabin has their own Raven. Another one on the way. Marines and tanks coming out as well. 3rd command center even going down. And a 10-worker lead. This is looking great for the Red Terran in the opening. Now the Raven's going to come in for some auto turret harass too. Hot diggity. Hot diggity. Oh, it's 2 Ravens. I didn't even see the second one. It was hiding from me. There is a missile turret here. There's a bunch of siege tanks here as well. The auto turrets would find a better use in the main base. We'll see if Escriabin can get some kills. I don't think they'll last very long with the tanks here. Oh, the unsiege from Patches. Oh no, that's such a worst, like the worst possible time. Those turrets don't end up getting any kills, but still a lot of lost mining time there. And they're gonna sit in the back and just be annoying. Now Patches is gonna head across the map. Escriabin needs to be aware of this. Escriabin has more army supply. I don't know, this is looking good for our Red Terran. After the draw, we might be tied up. We might be going to a game 3. Might be going to a game 4 of this 3-game series. That being said, Escriabin was not, I don't know, wasn't really ready for this push, I guess. I thought those tanks were going to move out here a little bit, but Escriabin going to try to break this. Does have one shutdown available, moves forward, but 2 shutdowns on Escriabin's tanks, and uh-oh, all of a sudden this push is looking real good for Patches, who's going to kill most of the tanks. Should be able to finish off this last one too with this 2 hit point tank that somehow stayed alive over here. 2 Marines are going to dive in out of tank range and just be annoying. A couple SCVs already going down. Escriabin, oh no, is that an F2? Some units coming back, but I think these Ravens had a bit of an F2 going on. Now the command center is getting hit. Auto turret's going to go down. Going to target down the Ravens, but dude, they didn't get this tank. And now the mule gets dropped for Patches. Oh my god. And the command center getting absolutely blasted here. It'll get repaired, but that's still money spent on the repair. Escriabin going to drop in and kill this tank. But the mule repair, meaning it took a couple extra Marines. Oh, and now as these Marines drop down, the auto turret going to try to help keep this tank alive. But that should just about do it. No extra Marines to help here for Patches. They're on the way, but they're not here just yet. Wait, there they are. Patches is waiting, anticipating, and there he goes. Dives forward with the Stim Marines, keeps the tank alive, just barely. Oh, it goes down. It looks like Escriabin will stay up. And here's a real problem right now for Patches. Look at that army supply and the worker count. And the third base already getting muled over here, triple orbital. I feel like that looked good for Patches and ended up being good for Escriabin. The trades are pretty much the same here. Oh, but that's another dead tank. That's 4 dead tanks on each side. Just about the same amount of Marines lost, the same amount of Ravens lost. Just ends up being very even trades. But Escriabin has been mining more for the last 5 minutes. And this is now a big problem for Patches. Patches needs to get that mining going. That +1 that Patches had has now been eclipsed by the 1-1 of Escriabin, so those Marines are going to be a bit stronger, a bit beefier. And I feel like Escriabin's in a great spot. This is going to be a hard thing to come back from for Patches. Look at that army supply just continue to grow in favor of the Red Terran. I will say a lot of it's in these 6 medevacs, but that means those Marines are going to stay alive for a much longer time in these straight up fights. There's only 1 siege tank here. Uh-oh. I think this might just be it. That tank gets shut down. Patches dives in, but that will be GG as Escriabin ties our series up. And my friends, we're going to a game 4. Love it. You'll love to see it. Patches out here giving us 4-game best of 3s. Let's see what map 3 is on. We've now seen Hecate twice. And I like that Escriabin changed his build order between game 1 and 3 to better take advantage of Patch's build order, which Patch's changed his too, but yeah. I don't know, fun build order interactions. Surprised Patches didn't go for the double Cyclone again. Instead opting for extra Reapers. Man, so I usually have an energy drink while I'm casting. And like my brain is telling me I'm tired because I don't have it. Even though I'm definitely not tired. But my I order them from Amazon. My package got stolen. Out of the storage locker that they have by the office in my building, too. Kind of annoying. Come on, guys. How you out here stealing my packages? So rude. Lost my energy drinks and the lint rollers that I had delivered. Gonna have to order them again. RIP. Anyways, get into game number 4. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have Escriabin. And, of course, in the upper left-hand corner, we've got Patches. Patches? We don't need no stinking patches. Some SCVs going out. Looks like they're just scouting SCVs, though. Gonna go scout around. Go see what the other guy's up to.
Oh man,
SC Crackpot.
Wow.
Thank you so much for the resubscription. Dropping that Prime sub for the 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back to the flock. Was Patches Reaper expanding? Ooh, Patches, that's very bold of you. Oh my god. What is Escriabin doing? What is happening here? Is a Marauder? I think Escriabin thinks this is... I don't know what Escriabin's thinking right now. Does he think this is like another proxy Rax or something? No, this is an attack. Okay. Just gonna try to wait for that Reaper, but there's this Patches Reaper is it gonna go out there? It's kind of wild. I'm surprised Patches went for a Reaper expand here. Feels like a bold move. Escriabin has a build planned. Factory finishing up. Gonna be like Cyclones with this? I don't know. Patch is going to build a bunker. Now, I will say, Marauder's pretty good against bunkers. Oh, yeah, okay. Saw the Marauder with the Reaper, it looks like. Fortunately for Patches, Concussive Shells was not done yet. Otherwise, that Reaper does not get away. Now it's going to go scout up in the main base and see what's going on. Somehow that Reaper does get out of there. Going to be able to get one SCV kill before the Marauder takes care of it. Now, because Escriabin has been scouted, might not head across the map with these units. Instead, opting to stay at home. We'll see. There are train robberies going on in the U.S.? That's wild. Imagine robbing a train. God, that would feel so, like, old school. Oh, yes, I went on a train robbery today. Rode my horse to rob the train. Escriabin gonna dive forward the tank a little bit out of range of helping this bunker. And that's just gonna be a dead bunker. The tank unsieges. And he's gonna siege up on the ramp here. Escriabin, I think, spotted that. Just gonna go ahead and back on up. Tank siege is a little lower. I think the Marines need to be in front of that bad boy, because the Marauders and Cyclones will crush that tank. I love the second tank up on the high ground, though. Let's try to punish these units if they dive in too far. However, Escriabin's about to have high ground vision with the medevac. Not only that, the ability to load and unload in the main. There's a big dark spot over here Escriabin could dive into. Looks like the Cyclones at least are going to head into the main. Patch is going to have a bit of a tough time defending this. The Marines got to get over there. Oh, they're thinking about it, but they just missed this medevac. SCV is getting pulled to help fight, but the Cyclone's going to micro around the left side here. However, that will bring them into tank range. And they'll have to boost on out of there. Scan to see this siege tank. Escriabin does not want to try to dive in on top of that. However, Stim is almost done. And with Stim, this could be a bit easier. Cyclones will drop back in, get a couple more SCV kills. That is 13 SCV kills already. However, one of the Cyclones falls. The other one gets very low. And there's a lot of Marines out here. I don't think Escriabin could dive in on top of this. It's looking like the time for these units to probably pull back. Stim's about to finish for Patches. In fact, Patches is just going to jump on top of this. Stim is done for Patches. Patches could try to chase this. Looks like he's just going to let it go. Looks like this Cyclone died. Scan to see what's going on over here. Escriabin does have a couple of tanks back at home. Not a lot of bio, though. But enough to send Patches backwards. Third CC already finishing up for Escriabin. And, oh, man, look at that worker count. I know we saw the 14 workers die, but yeah, that's a big gap, not to mention the third command center. Patches, I think, is just going to have to two-base all in this. I feel like you just have to at this point. No, drops the third CC. I don't know. 46 army supply to 34. Obviously, Patches doesn't have all the numbers we have. And hasn't seen that third command center. But this is, Patches is immensely far behind now. And I don't know. I feel like the all-in, that's the only way. As it is, now Escriabin is ahead. And this is a triple Marauder drop. Not something you see particularly often. The tanks are just out of range to help these units. So that's going to be a dead SCV. Woo! Marines almost got the kill. And it looks like this medevac not going to get any more drops going. Down it goes. Doesn't really get any damage done, but kind of cute. So Escriabin just doesn't have a lot of units out. That's the real problem for him right now. Patches is moving out, and this is a lot of Marines. 37 Marines. The tank count is even. I think the biggest problem here for Patches is no Ravens. If Patches could shut down 2 of these tanks, or even 3, I think Patches just wins this game. But as it is, Escriabin can shut down tanks, or go for some anti-armor missiles, or even just auto turrets to help support the Marines. And I think it's going to be very difficult for Patches to get in here at all. Scan sees 5 sieged up tanks with no shutdowns. I just don't think these Marines are going to be able to get through and actually get the kills on these tanks. Even with 45 of them. And every minute Patches waits, Escriabin just gets further and further ahead. 55 SCVs up and running now. Escriabin's fully 3-base mining, muling, and we'll just pump out enough Marines to catch up in the next probably 60 to 90 seconds. It's just going to be more and more Marines coming out. As you can see, a lot of barracks production here for Escriabin. And double tank production as well. And this is going to be tough for Patches. Escriabin sending a single dropout, but there's not really much defense back at home, just some reinforcement Marines here. Patches is looking for a way in, but I mean, Patches is mining at the third. Caught up a little bit on workers, but not, as I say that, I actually look at it, not really. Still 13 workers behind. This drop will get cleaned up, but it's going to grab a few more SCV kills. Escriabin just furthering his worker lead. If we take a look at the numbers, I mean, oof. That is a lot of mining in favor of a Red Terran for a long time. And that is why the Marine count has caught up substantially. And overall, the army supply is actually now in Escriabin's favor. With 1-1 already completed. A bit away from 2-2 as the armory is just now starting. But still going to have that advantage for a little while in the 1-1. And now we've got to move out from Patches, or move out from Escriabin. Patches is in the middle here. You got the scan on both sides. Escriabin decides to go for it. Dives on top with a couple of shutdowns and an anti-armor missile out of these Ravens. As the big siege up from Escriabin comes in. Some Marines from the top side as well. And that is just going to be that as Patches loses his entire army. Tries to drop on top of the tanks. But there's still some Marines here. And that is going to be a cleanup. And that is going to be Escriabin taking the 2-1 victory. after losing game 1, forcing a draw in game 2, but taking games 3 and then ultimately 4 in this best of 3 series. That is, yeah, that's going to be it. There's just no way Patches can hold this. If Escriabin just keeps on reinforcing, I think Patches is the big dead. Escriabin even still has 1 Raven. If it gets enough energy, it could start shutting down tanks again. Patches is holding on. He wants to fight this out. It's a tournament game. But Escriabin says, you know what? I think it's time to dive in on top of this. Kills the tank, killing the Marines. Gonna be able to get the second tank. That is it, my friends. That is it. This single drop on the other side of the map, I just don't think is going to be enough. Oh my god. Escriabin even has 3 siege tanks stuck in the main base right now. That's going to be enough to defend there. As Escriabin makes his way into the main of his opponent. Tanks on the high ground, tanks on the low ground, Marines on the low ground, supporting. And I think that's going to be it. One of these days, that will be it. All right, Patches, please. Patches, please. GG. There it is. Escriabin does, in fact, take the 2-1 victory.